Good, very, very early morning, folks. This is Andy Cunningham, and welcome to the LTC Quick Pod. This is episode number 1. This is going to be just a very short form of podcasting. It's not going to be as long as your traditional half hour, 2, 3 hours. We're going to keep this no longer than an hour. Try to have it between about 10 minutes and 30 minutes. Not sure exactly when we're going to drop them. Just anytime we think of something we'd like to spread, any kind of news we'd like to get out there, or any kind of inspiration we would like to spread, or just anything on our minds. It's just more content that we'll have on our YouTube page. This is available at the Lashley Training Center channel of YouTube. Dang it, I don't have the link ready. I'm pretty sure it's at Lashley Training. I will have it ready on the next one. We're not going to start over. Who cares? Podcasts aren't supposed to be perfect. It is approximately 3:30 a.m. on June 5th. I decided to make this podcast actually because we're always talking about never quitting at Lashley's. Got to keep on grinding. I think I might actually call this one "Got to Keep On Grinding." So I started doing some work Friday evening and thought it was going to be a couple hours, maybe tops, of some extra work, for the weekend. And this thing ended up turning into an all-day Friday and most of the day Sunday. And I thought I was going to be done hours ago, and we're pretty much wrapped up now. But I'm not putting this on here for praise or appreciation or anything like that. I'm actually using it as an example of not quitting. I know the gym's hard. It's really, really hard. It's hard to keep your schedule up if you're not feeling good. Other things happen. You make plans to do a workout or to do a specific set of workouts for a week. You get halfway through and you're just not feeling all that great. And let's just do half of it, or today we'll get at it tomorrow. Today's not a good day. I'm not feeling all that great. I just went through this actually last week with our owner, Ian Lashley. I bit off a little more than I can chew, as I do quite a bit. I do it from time to time, actually almost all the time. But, I thought we were going to do a specific workout. I didn't even get halfway through it, man, and I was just ready to quit. I was physically ill. At the time, it was the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life. And just every single bone and every inkling in my body and mine was telling me to quit. You can't do this. You have to stop. And Ian wouldn't let me. He talked me through it. He walked me through it. He pushed me through it. And he promised me when we got through it, it was going to be worth it, and we were going to be happy that we got through it. And at the time, there's no way, this guy's crazy. I hate him right now. I'm going to be sore for days. This is going to affect me for the rest of my week. This is stupid. All right, just stop. I didn't, of course. And can't do that to the boss man and just someone I respect so much. If Ian's giving you advice, it's 99.9% going to be good all the time. We got through it, and it was a great feeling. It's exactly what he said. Every bone that was hurting, every muscle that was sore, it just kind of went away as soon as I completed my workout, my task that I had set for myself. And it's a small victory, and it sounds stupid, like, oh, this guy talking about, you can't get through your work. It is hard for a lot of people. If you're one of those people where you're an everydayer and it's just clockwork for you, you know who you are. I won't say your name on this. But, some people are just machines. Some people are built a little different. They just try a little harder, a lot harder in a lot of cases. And, good for them. That's great. No jealousy here, no hatred. There's just some acceptance that has to be taken on the other people's fault, on my part, and I'm sure a large percentage of most other people, this isn't an easy thing to do. It's hard to get up and work around your schedule that you already have to do something that you're not going to get immediate results on. It's actually going to take a long time, and you're going to have to work really, really hard, and you will have to continue to keep consistent with this, or you'll lose it 5 times faster, and it's going to be 3 times harder every single time you try to get it back. What I'm trying to say here is you never give up. Keep on grinding. I wanted to quit multiple times this weekend. We have a meeting on Monday. I had a certain amount of things that I wanted to have done for this meeting. I actually not wanted. I promised that they would be done for this meeting, and Friday, Saturday, most of the day Saturday, I was trying to give myself excuses. Wow, it'll be all right. I'll get it done later this week. I'll find some time for it in the middle of the week. I'm tired. I got other things to do. Family was hanging out around the fire, doing their thing this weekend. People were boating this weekend. I got to miss that. I had people trying to pull me away from my work all weekend long, and I definitely worked way more than I should have this weekend, but that was my fault. As I said, I bite off more than I can chew a lot of times, and you think you would learn from that, and you should learn from that, but sometimes people don't. Point is, when we set out to do something, we do it, and we finish it. We don't quit. I'm a quitter. I will just admit it outright right now. I quit everything. As soon as something gets hard, I am the first person to just say, you know, F this. I'm not going to do this. I get upset. I get mad, and you're only upset and mad at yourself. You're disappointed, maybe a little embarrassed, and you should be. You're just. I'm saying you. I'm talking about me personally here. This has been a huge part of my life. I've been quitting stuff since I was a kid, and it had nothing to do with my parents. Wasn't the way I was raised. I quit baseball in Little League, and my mom marched me right back on down there and made me join back to the team, apologize to my coaches, and finish out the year. So it's not the way I was raised. Not sure how I developed it, but, it's somewhere along the line. I became a quitter. It became easier to quit than it was to finish things. And it's not that there weren't consequences for quitting. It was easy for me to say I don't care. That was kind of my motto in life for a really long time, and it's time for that to go. um, Being a part of Lashley Training Center, it's really, really special. It's not just a gym. We're not just another gym, and we are a family, but a very large family, and it sounds corny and cheesy, but we really look at ourselves as a family. We're not corporate at all. We deal with our customers personally on a day-to-day basis. We are fully available for everyone. We're not perfect, and I can't fix everything, and it may not happen in the snap of a finger, but I can promise you that it is going to be my very next on the list to take care of every single customer that I talk to on a daily basis. You are the most important to us. This business is extremely important to me because it's special to me. It started to change my life 5-6 years ago when I started jiu-jitsu. And, there's another thing that I've quit. I won't even get into a why. It doesn't really matter, but just saying another thing that I'm not doing right now at the moment. But that is where it started at. And then, I got to know this Lashley family personally before I ever worked here, and I really fell in love with them. Just the inner core of the business, and it started to spread out to other members, and the more I went, the more it became more important to me. And then at some point, I quit doing jiu-jitsu after a year and a half, and really quit going to the gym, and found my way back. And like I said, it was harder to find my way back after I'd left, and hung out for a little bit longer, did a little more jits, and then left again, and then found my way back again, and then left again. And basically I'm a 5-6 year white belt, and I'm in no better shape. I'm not even in as good a shape as when I started. Everything has went the other way. And not only is it frustrating, but it is definitely not a good endorsement for our gym. I'm not a very good ambassador for Lashley Training Center. I need to change my ways and shape up for sure. And I realized over this weekend when I would have quit I'm just using this specific example because it's a little extreme. I have to be at work here in about 6 hours, and that's fine. We're going to get through the day, but I will be prepared. I will have what I said I was going to have, and I didn't quit on myself. I got everything done. Sounds stupid, doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but I needed a comparison for the not quitting. That is probably one of the hardest things to do when you join a gym. It's easy to join a gym. It's easy to start showing up. It's easy to get into shape if you just follow the pretty basic. It's hard. The effort is hard, but it's not an extremely hard thing that you can't learn very, very fast. It just takes effort, is what I'm trying to get across here. This is my first job I've ever had with computers, and you can see across up here, this is some of the boxes of some of the stuff that I was working on. I have no idea what most of these things are. This whole YouTube stuff's new to me. These Canva.com, I don't even know what these things are. I'm kind of just doing stuff as I'm going, and it seems like every time I get to a next step, I have to look for another way to complete the step. And it's a big part of my job is going through the system, the computer side of it. And as I said, this is my first computer job. I'm 40 years old. I'm really, really bad. I just have a lot worse than I thought I was. I've found here since I've started this job. But when I started, kind of the same thing. I had someone to go to help me for everything. And it was real easy for me to just quit on something, make a call, and just wait for an answer. And that's not the way to get stuff done. I could have easily at any point of this job and thought about it many times of quitting. When I came to this job because I love the people that run it. I love what we stand for, and I want to be a part of something. Something bigger than I've ever been a part of. I've always just kind of rode the wave. I'm a factory and a restaurant guy, which they're very important jobs in their own way. I'm not saying that in any way whatsoever, but I never took the extra steps to forward myself through those jobs. So I was kind of just on a flat line, not going anywhere. Made decent money, but my life wasn't really. It's been pretty much the same and pretty stably stale here for the last. That's bad. I don't want to say I have a wonderful life, but nothing really changed. Besides having kids, all the basic major stuff. There was no elevations in my life. This is the first time in my life where I feel like when I go to work, it's important. And not only do I not mind my job, I'm happy to go to work every single day. Not just the people that I work with and work for, but the responsibilities that I have and the people that are depending on me to get stuff done, and I feel needed. And that's a really, really, really good feeling to have as a 40-year-old man who should have had this feeling a long time ago. Everyone deserves to feel needed and appreciated. And I'm not talking about with my family, I'm just talking about at work. I never, and it was my fault, I never took the extra steps, the extra strides I didn't deserve it. And for the first time in my 40 years, I really, really worked hard at something and I didn't give up no matter how hard it got. And I'm not there yet. But last night was a real, it started to hit 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Before you know it, it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm just wrapping things up. And I'm sure the bosses would have told me to go to bed and it's fine, we'll finish it later. But no, it's not fine. We won't finish it later. We lead by example. That's how stuff gets done. That's how people fall in line. That's how people jump in the line and decide that they want to go further and that they would like to be a part of forwarding whatever they are a part of. I'm just being very general right now. I thought I was just going to be a front desk guy at Lashley, and I was pretty content doing that. And when the GM spot pretty much opened up by default. I didn't have a choice really to take it. Not only was I scared to death, but I didn't want it. I didn't feel like I deserved it. First of all, I didn't feel like I could do it. Secondly, and third, I didn't feel like, even if I didn't feel like I would ever, I felt like it would be too much for me, and it would make me quit. It would drive me away. Eventually that it would just get too hard, and I would accept the fact that I can't do this and go back to my old factory job. I just thought it was going to be way harder once things changed for us. And, for a couple weeks, a month, it was extremely hard. And, I finally had to have the boss man say, hey, no more questions. Figure stuff out yourself. I want you. This is what we were going to do. We're just going to start figuring things out. And that's the best way to learn how to do something, is you got to learn how to fish. I know it's not to teach you how to fish, saying, but it kind of goes in that way. If you ask and stop every single time and ask for something, you're never going to learn how to do it yourself. If I had to ask for somebody to put the worm on every time, and I don't actually just figure it out, and the guy goes, no, here, I'll just do it for you. I got you. You're never going to learn how to do that yourself. It's hard to learn how to do things yourself. It's hard to depend on yourself. But with all the information out here, there is no reason to quit on anything. I know I'm rambling at this point, but I can't beat it home enough to make people understand that it is the most important part of your life, is the ability to work through hard things, to work through controversy. When you want to quit, no matter if it's physical, if it's mental, if it's just an emotion thing, you feel like the anxiety's too much and the only way out is to quit. That's bull crap. That is bull. You keep on grinding. You don't ever quit. And if you just follow this simple rule, I can promise you your life is going to change in the gym. I don't know how you're sitting at work. If you apply this to work too, it will work as well. But this is a video for Lashley Training Center, and we're going to try to keep it for the gym. And we see a lot of people come and go, coming and going, coming and going. They come back and they leave again. They come back and they leave again. And I'm one of them. I've changed physically so many times in the last few years, and that's just from not staying consistent. You can't quit when stuff gets hard. Working out is hard. It is also essential for your longevity in life, for the happiness that you have right now. It controls everything. You don't have to be a CrossFit god or some kind of Terminator like some of the people that I know. Everyone's going to be different. But if you just get yourself in there, pick however much you want to be in there, pick however many hours, give yourself a goal just for the week. Just get through that week, get that goal, and then go to the next week. And then work on the next one. And it's not going to happen fast. It's going to happen slow. But if you want to talk about, you want to learn, you want to talk to somebody and get some advice on, let me word that a little bit different. If you're thinking that it's impossible for you and you need some inspiration from someone, just go talk to Eli Johnson. He's in the gym all the time. He's actually going to be one of our personal trainers here for pretty soon, but I can't say enough about this guy. This guy had 20-some surgeries before he was 20 years old. I met him when he was in his early 30s, mid-30s, I do believe. 15 years of just steady decline, and he's got this great excuse. His leg is completely shredded, man. There's no reason anyone should be able to work out on that. And, he just got tired of being stale, of going down and not going up and not being able. It was all based around, at the time, I'm sure he didn't know, but it was all based around, you need to start doing something constructive. And exercise is one of the most constructive things that you can do. Diet's the hard part. That is the hard part. Exercising's easy. You feel good after you exercise. It's an hour a day. Anybody can scratch out. Get up an hour earlier. Do whatever you got to do to make it happen. You will feel better. It's going to benefit you in every way. And like I said, go talk to Eli now. This guy could barely walk when I met him here a couple years ago. And yes, it's been a couple years, but he's running now on treadmills. He is in great shape. He is stronger than me. He has more endurance than me. The man has become a personal trainer, and not to mention, he went and got his personal training license by himself, paid for by himself, did all the work by himself while he worked another job. I'm just saying, if that guy can do it and that guy can't quit, there's no excuse for anybody out there to quit. Never. Keep grinding. Never quit. Eli Johnson, I love you, baby. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. We're a little over 20 minutes in. I actually went a little longer. I am rambling. I'm tired. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. But this is the first podcast. I wanted to really get my point across. I'll get better at this. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Just going to put up some inspirational stuff. Like I said, I try to throw some news in there whenever I can. Here's a little bit of news for you guys. Be on the lookout for the chiropractor's office. We have new purchase options now for the hydro massage table and the cryo chairs. Talk to one of the staff members up front. We can get you set up, get you set up with it. We have single visits and we have unlimited monthly visits. Singles are $15. Unlimited monthly is $65 a month. If you're interested, definitely get a hold of us. It's a killer deal. You might as well take advantage of it. Sure, we have all kinds of interesting stuff coming up here soon, but like I said, it's early. I'm kind of drawing a blank. That's the important one that I wanted to get across. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. If you planned on working out today, get your butt into the gym. And remember, if you believe it, you can achieve it.